So we're back here at the tiny house. We're gonna go inside and get the inside painted today. We got a lot of music playing. I got Eddie in there helping out. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the volume off, but I'm gonna clip this bad boy onto my hat because I wanna show you guys how I like to brush in my corners and stuff as I'm painting, cutting in, you know, the cutting in process. So, all right, this is how I like to cut in. So people like pay me to paint their houses, right? But what I don't tell them is I actually enjoy the process. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to talk about brushes. We're going to talk about how to cut in a ceiling, or how to cut a wall into the ceiling when painting the interior. Like interior jobs, you know, you got to cut in a two-tone project. You got to cut it in. So a good #1 rule for me to keep in mind is if you are painting the entire inside of a house, that you want to paint the ceiling first and all of your trim first, because typically that's going to be white. You're going to have a white ceiling, white trim. So go ahead and paint the trim first, as much as I know it hurts, because sometimes you just want to jump in there and start rolling out those walls and making a huge amount of progress, because that's the fun, exciting part, and that's what makes you money. Because you are trying to run a paint business. I assume that's why you're here. And if you need some help, you know, starting your paint business or your beginner level, I have a paint biz cheat code for like a beginner level. It's a small course that I put together for you guys to get up and running and keep leads rolling in too. So I'll leave a link for that in the description, and it'll be the pinned comment in the comment section below. So the type of brush I like to use are Purdy brushes. I think I went over this a couple times in some of my older videos. And when I'm cutting in a wall, I like to use the Purdy Pro Extra, and I like a stiff one. The blue bristles are typically stiff. The brown bristles are more of like a softer, supple brush. And the softer brushes are the type of brushes that you would want to use for trim, because it gets you a little bit of a smoother finish. But these blue bristle brushes will push the paint around a little better. Now, one mistake I made on this project is I should have caulked in the ceiling to the wall before I painted the ceiling. That would have made my cutting in process go a lot faster. I had to do a bunch of little wiggling around with the brush. Another little quick pro tip for you guys is when you are brushing in and your brush starts to get really loaded up, I like to kind of spread it out on the wall like I'm doing here. Just really lay the brush down, and it helps reshape the brush. That way when you're going back to make a nice fine cut in line against that clean trim that you just painted, the tip of it will be nice and sharp. So anytime you get overloaded on your brush, just make sure to kind of clean it off on the wall, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We want to talk about the type of brush. We kind of already did that. We talked about blue bristle brush, stiffer brush will push more paint around. You don't want to use a cheap brush. Just buy the expensive brush. You know, they're anywhere from 20 to, like, I've seen them up to like 30 bucks. But get a big brush that'll hold quite a bit of paint, and that's really one of the differences between the cheap brushes and the expensive brushes, is they hold more paint. The longer handle, thicker handle kind of indicates that it's a brush that'll have a bigger reservoir inside and it'll hold more paint. And I like the bigger brushes because you do it less dipping, you know, the faster you're gonna go. Cutting the baseboards is the same thing. You don't want to start with a loaded brush right up against the trim. You want to load up your brush with quite a bit of paint, and then you spread it on the wall just above the line. So you can see here I'm just kind of putting the bead of paint just below or just next to where I want to cut it in. Then once I get the majority of the paint off of the brush, I'll come back through and really push that little bead up into the corner there. Now that's the real main trick. Don't take your fully loaded brush and just cram it up in that corner. So you see me here, I feather off my brush because it kind of reshapes it, and then I can come back in with that nice clean sharp edge on the brush and make my nice little line. And what I was talking about caulking earlier, you can see right here, I'll do a little bit of jiggling with my brush, really trying to get it in there and make that a nice sharp line. This is the part that I really enjoy. I really enjoy it. So hey, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up if it helped you out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget, if you're just starting, I have a great course for beginners. I'm starting up a paint business. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Or hey, you can click any one of these videos and I'll see you guys right now. All right, peace.